family but not by DNA. Dave and Adam are two of a kind, and they wanna borrow some of your day to talk into your ear holes about midi-chlorians and roller coasters. Those two things are unrelated, but so are they. They're unrelated at birth, like most people who aren't related. Unrelated at birth, but they're brothers in a brotherly way. Now it's time for the phenomenal brother and the golden voice of the South. They're brothers from different mothers, but they're both really proud to be unrelated at birth. Brothers but not by birth, family but not by DNA. Dave and Adam are two of a kind, and they wanna borrow some of your day to talk into your ear holes about midi-chlorians and roller coasters. Those two things are unrelated, but so are they. They're unrelated at birth, like most people who aren't related. Unrelated at birth, but they're brothers in a brotherly way. Now it's time for the phenomenal brother and the golden voice of the South. They're brothers from different mothers, but they're both really proud to be unrelated at birth.
Is it time to talk into ear holes?
That it is, yes.
Okay. So before we get into something, I want to share a TikTok.
Okay.
That we need to that would apply to you and I definitely.
All right.
This is that the show he pitches the show pitch guy.
I don't know if I've seen that.
You know who this is.
Oh yeah.
Would you like to share your progress with us? My name's Nathan. I'm a Star Wars addict. Hello, Nathan. Hello, Nathan. I'm still struggling with hearing the soundtrack all over the place, but that first session last week definitely helped. Yeah, it did, didn't it? What was that? It did, didn't it? It did, didn't it? It did, didn't it? You okay? It did, didn't it? 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 You don't have to do this. It did, didn't it? It did, didn't it? It did, didn't it? You guys are pathetic. It did, didn't it? Stupid. Stupid. All right, welcome back.
Nice. Nice.
It did, didn't it?
It did, didn't it?
Did it. Hey, by the way, Jeffrey said 3-second delay on phone compared to TV.
He's finally got it dialed in.
Finally got it figured out. All right. So tonight on the live, y'all are going to get a treat.
A treat?
A treat. But it's not a treat. It's not a treat for me.
What's the treat? What are you going to do?
So Adam sent me some bourbon. Carrie has had a sip of this. I've had a sip of it already. I'm going to taste it live on air.
Are we going to get like full tasting notes or?
Well, here, let me read you. So this is from their website. This is Koval single barrel bourbon whiskey.
COVID single whiskey?
Koval.
Oh, Koval.
Koval. So on their website, this bottle says With a mash bill of 51% corn, 49% millet, Koval Bourbon offers a drinking experience that is balanced, approachable, and unparalleled. This unusual grain combination provides notes of mango, chutney, and vanilla on the palate.
So fruity vanilla.
Yeah, with a peppery caramel finish. They, according to this website, Koval's website, they won the gold medal from Women's Wine and Spirits Awards 2020.
Okay.
The gold medal from International Whiskey Competition, and yes, whiskey competition in 2014, and the best whiskey from the USA Flagstaff Whiskey Trophy 2019.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's see this gold medal bourbon. Oh, wow.
First off,
just the pop has a caramelly, peppery finish to it on your ear.
That's
a ear holes.
That's a plastic lid.
That's a cork.
Or plastic cork. I'm used to your nice cork with your wood grain. Okay. So on the nose, it smells like rubbing alcohol.
Really?
Dude.
Well, at least you can make hand sanitizer out of it.
All right.
Sounds like bourbon.
So for those, that is not my normal glass.
No, it is not. That's like half of a 1 day finger, and his normal glass is usually 4 day fingers. So
yeah, okay. Good grief.
Good grief.
All right. Here we go.
Did you just lick your hand?
Well, because there was bourbon on there.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
all right,
I'm not
so what are you doing? Hey, walk us through this. How do you properly do this?
I'm sniffing it.
Sniff of it.
Sniff of it. I smell.
What do you smell? Rubbing alcohol?
Honestly.
And a hint of Dawn off the glass.
I do smell a little vanilla. I will give it that.
Okay. That's just the hand sanitizer you use.
When you nose it, I don't smell anything but vanilla and rubbing alcohol. Wow,
so vanilla extract is mostly alcohol. So what do you got there?
I feel like Grease and Will here on the podcast.
No, your speech needs to be slightly slurred because they would have been at least 3 drinks in by now.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't smell mango chutney. I'll give you that much.
Well, mango didn't hit your nose, right? All right, here we go. We're taking a sip.
Dear Lord.
Wait, where are you going? Are you running?
Okay.
Now, can you taste or smell anything?
Yes, I could taste.
Okay, so it's not COVID. Okay, I was worried it really was COVID bourbon.
So, oh dear Lord,
you're tearing up, man.
Yeah, I've had bad whiskey and bourbon before. In college, I'd buy Evan Williams. I'd buy, you go to, when the Varsity, it used to be the Varsity or Jupiter in Tuscaloosa. They'd have, well nights, and I'd have well bourbon, which was clear. Honestly,
not so well bourbon.
I would drink that crap.
But what do you get though? Explain it to me. Walk me through the tasting process. What comes through the palate? Is it
there's no
mangoes?
It's hot. It's hot and alcohol. That's all I taste. And normally, like this Woodford Reserve Double Oak, like I taste the flavor. I taste the caramel. There's no caramel. There's no oak. There's nothing. And by the way, Eric Terry says Heaven Hills. Heaven's Hill, that's actually not a bad bourbon.
Okay.
But,
well, it's a single barrel. What they didn't put on the label is that barrel was used for somebody to ride over Niagara Falls. They fished it out of Niagara Falls and then made bourbon.
All right,
it's
I'm going
a single barrel, but a barrel of what?
I'm going back in.
Barrel of kerosene. You're going back in for more? Why?
Well, I've got to finish the glass.
I mean, okay.
God.
Well, I didn't pay for it, so do as you will with it, sir.
It's going down the drain. Like, I don't even think this is good enough to mix.
Well, you have to try it though. I mean, you got to at least give it a shot on the mix, right?
Carrie had a taste of it. Said it seriously just burns the tongue, and it's about as bad as like just straight moonshine when it comes to the burn.
They make it in Chicago, and Chicago style pizza has the sauce on top. That sauce gets hot as the surface of the sun, so their taste buds are probably like
that's
completely peeled back. All
right, I will be back. Vamp for a moment.
Well, I want to suck your blood. So Matt says, use it to light the grill on fire. See, there's a use for it. What are some other uses? I said hand sanitizer. You could light the grill on fire. You could probably strip paint with it. What else? What do you guys think in the comments? What else could you do with it? I'm out of ideas already. But I'm not a bourbon guy like Dave is. He could probably come up with some recipes or something. Or maybe some bananas Foster.
Now, you might be able to use it for what is it? Bread pudding. Whiskey bread pudding.
But it doesn't taste like whiskey. So here's a question. If you burn off the alcohol, what is left then? If it only tastes like alcohol, that's what I'm saying. Like, what would be left in the banana sauce?
It was so hot.
Give it to guests you don't want to stay. That's a good idea,
Carrie Lonely. Carrie, if it ends up in the next food done on the smoker, I'm not going to Dave's anymore.
Jeffrey says fuel the General Lee. There you go.
Now, I will say,
right off the ramp,
I will say this.
Just a good old boy.
Just that pop coming out of the glass is pretty cool.
See, it's growing on you already.
Not the flavor. Okay.
Not the flavor.
I got my Coke.
All right.
Just a taste.
It was actually probably about a serving size of Coke, but go ahead. Just don't do that with the other bottle, please.
No, it's not. Okay, so this is just a small cup from Dickey's.
From what?
Dickey's barbecue.
Oh, okay. You don't. I can understand English. You don't have to say it louder and slower. I just didn't know what Dickey's was.
Yeah, no.
Dickey's barbecue. You understand the words?
Eric says, "Pop the top again." Okay.
Yeah, the boom is nice. It sounds like a haunted house.
Scudrich. He'll drink the bottle when his team loses. No.
Wait, Dave. If we end up playing Miami next year,
if we
and it's fourth quarter tied up late in the game, would you potentially go to the bottom of the barrel and try anything?
No.
Okay. When did you try it first?
I tried it Sunday.
And then what happened the next day?
Oh, we beat the crap. Oh, dude. No, it was Saturday. It was Friday. It was Friday. I tried it.
You put some distance between it. Okay, I got you.
It was Friday.
No, it was definitely in 2018.
Can't believe I'm trying this. All right. Mixing it with
Did a poof of smoke come out or anything?
Here you go. Eric confirmed for me. It was Friday.
Okay.
All right. God, why am I doing this?
Just try it.
Didn't have enough.
Didn't have enough.
No, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do my normal mix.
Man.
If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do my normal mix. It's got to be about half and half.
All right, come on. Quit stalling.
Carrie, yes, I'm watching the basketball game right now. Bama's up 36-23 on Kentucky.
Wow.
All right. God, I can smell the crap in the Coke.
Now wait, crap wasn't something that hit your nose yet. So
normally I can smell the jack or can smell the okay, here we go.
Let's get it over with.
I'm stalling.
Come on, man. We're getting on with the show.
Look, everyone's loving this. I'm stalling. I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, please avert your eyes. I told you not to put that extra splash in there.
Go on without me. Go on.
Am I going to vamp the whole show? All right, so video games that we love to play. Root beer tapper.
Oh,
what you're playing right now.
I gotta finish it.
You got to finish it. Dave. Why? Why? Wow.
All right. So Koval straight bourbon whiskey.
So hang on though. What we've learned from this is the main thing that whiskey makes you do is cough. COVID whiskey. I told you. So.
Oh my gosh, y'all! Don't ever. So
So we're not getting them as a sponsor. All right.
No, we will never, ever, and to quote Chris Jericho, ever get them as a sponsor.
Nice.
Didn't you say that some that you had somebody give that to you?
Yeah, it was a vendor at work.
That vendor must hate you.
I should have sent you all three. I don't know why I even kept two of them. I should have sent you all three, and then you could have gone through like the whole experience. I don't know why I kept them.
You know I'd do it.
Yeah, you would. Actually, you know what? I got to send you some Funko Pops anyway, so.
Oh, no.
It's coming your way. Because the other one was what, rye?
Yeah, it was rye.
4 grain. 4 grain.
Oh, and rye is so... Oh.
It's like, so
Okay.
my dad basically, so bring it up. Go ahead.
Very few whiskey drinkers really go for the taste. It's the spin they want. No, I'm a taste guy. I've always been a taste guy.
So bourbon is basically the
IPA.
Right. No. Oh my gosh, I'm totally drawing a blank. Vamp for a second.
Oh, okay, I'm vamping.
Blah, blah, blah. I do not say blah blah blah. Sorry, primeval. No, is it primeval world? Yes.
Carrie,
So
your ears
basically
perked up. What'd your ears perk up about? More bourbon?
Yeah, right. So basically, bourbon is the primeval world of drinks because people don't go on a primeval world for the experience. It's the spin that makes it fun. So that's what my dad's saying.
Okay, I would venture to say that there are a lot more bourbon drinkers than you think, Virgil, and
I mean, they dedicate whole stores to this stuff. So.
Yeah, and they drink it for the taste. There is very different taste for bourbon. All right, now the good stuff.
Now the good stuff.
Adam, I saw you doing your little no thing.
Look at this glass. So you're a glass half full kind of guy, huh?
No. Oh, Carrie said Funko Pop's being shipped. His ears perked up on. Yeah, he's giving me the Ghostbusters Firehouse with. I'm getting the Ghostbusters Firehouse with Bankman with.
See, Dave, Matt is on this. Think how many more Funko Pops you could buy.
Oh, that's the stuff. Woodford doubled oaked, man. All right, so even there, I taste the sugary caramel. And I actually taste some fruitiness in that. I can taste.
Oh, I'm detecting fruitiness. It's Ratatouille. I know it's nuttiness in Ratatouille, but it was a
yes, it's nuttiness. But I could taste the flavors out of this. That's
I'm staring at it like it's your wife, Dave.
That's that good
stuff. This. Taste the calories.
Taste the
colonies were.
I thought he said taste the colonies.
Taste the colonies. All 13 of them, Dave. Start right now.
Actually, that wouldn't be too bad. Your dad. The other one was really light. I almost bet. That's your dad might be onto something.
See.
Huh. Well, this one's darker because it's double oaked. It's been in there a little longer, so it's got more of the oakiness.
Oakiness.
Because
when I sit down at the end of a hard day, I think, man, I want something that tastes like oak. Give me some wood. That's what I think. At the end of a long, hard day is, what in my pantry do I have that reminds me of licking a tree?
No, you want licking a tree?
Oh my gosh.
All right, enough of that. Actually, I got one more factoid for you.
Yeah.
So after last night's Alabama victory,
Okay.
Here is a wonderful factoid for you. Butch Jones has become the third Tennessee head coach to help Alabama win a national championship. Butch Jones, Lane Kiffin, Jeremy Pruitt.
Okay.
There's your factoid of the day.
How about that?
Okay. Actually, your factoid of the day is don't buy Koval whiskey. God, I can't get the taste out of my mouth.
Are you that's great audio veritas.
Okay, anyway. All right. Hey, like Carrie said, hey guys, Devontae Smith just scored another touchdown.
Nice.
Yeah.
Still
Your dad, most Scotch distillers use bourbon barrels. Yes, very true. Because to make bourbon, it can only use the barrels once. So Scotch distillers and wine people and everybody from across the pond, they actually go to Tennessee and go to Kentucky and buy the used bourbon barrels and use it to distill their Scotch and their wine and everything in Paris and in the Irelands and all that stuff. Okay, so we are going to talk video games that made us and some other nostalgic pops, not Funko Pops, but stuff. All right, guys. So we're going to record in 3, 2, 1. And guys, welcome back to the one, the only, the wonderful, Unrelated at Birth with me, Dave Adams, the golden voice of the South, the human jukebox, all the way from the top of the state of Alabama. That's right, in Madison, Alabama. And as always, I have brought my friend along from St. Cloud, the one, the only, phenomenal brother, Adam Joseph Russell.
Wow, you stretched that one out. That was dramatic.
I try to be dramatic, and Eric is asking me to tell you what I haven't done in NCAA 14 yet, and that is correct.
Won a national championship.
I have not beaten Eric Terry in NCAA 14.
Really?
That is true.
So should we do a live stream since I've defeated you numerous times? Give Eric the shot to defeat you in front of our audience live on Facebook.
Can we do a live stream of Xbox 360s?
If you point the camera at it, yes. Or
okay.
a camera at it. We'll just add it as a feed.
I'm okay with that.
Eric, let us know in the comments. What do you think, man?
I've got a 360 now. Eric has a 360.
We have an idea for next week now.
I mean, Eric says Twitch. No, this show will never use Twitch ever again.
Nobody knew.
Never knew. As the common TikTok video goes, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. No, nothing.
Sorry.
And that's a very fitting opening. Just because we're talking about video games tonight.
It's true.
I appreciate Eric giving us that good segue. So the reason, Eric says, sure, if you want to lose again. I mean, yeah, that's kind of my shtick on this show, right? I don't win.
What if you actually redeemed yourself this time? Can you imagine the celebration?
I might take my shirt off.
That says TikTok with C's.
It's TIKTOK. Matt, get jiggy with it. Get hip.
I'm hip. I'm cool.
I'm jiggy with it. Anybody?
Yeah, we got you. Okay. We got Austin Powers. Yeah.
Austin Powers the second. Okay. Just making sure. Okay.
You complete
me.
All right. So what are we talking
about? We're talking about video games that made us. Basically, classic video games. I just got done reading reading. Now, I have to say that every time because we know I don't really read the books. I'm an Audible guy.
Yeah.
But I just got done reading Ready Player One, and it has got me very nostalgic for 80s and video games that made, for lack of a better term, video games that made me and made our generation. And it really, I'm now starting to read Ready Player Two, and tell you what, that Ready Player Two has a message already.
Big time.
Which also, I will warn you, if you have watched the movie Ready Player One, but have never read the book, be prepared for a different story. Skudrich says, huh?
Still good though.
Oh, it's great. It's better. I think the book is better, much better. He says the movie of the book was awesome. You are correct. The movie was awesome, but it is not the story that I just read.
Well, it's funny too, because the thing I love about Ready Player One and Ready Player Two is it's not just like going down the list of famous movie quotes and a couple of high level things. I mean, there's some deep cut stuff. And the way it's almost like an Easter egg hunt in and of itself to see if you can get all of the references and everything. So really enjoyable.
But it made me nostalgic for all the fun stuff that, we'd spend hours in Patey Hall playing video games. We'd spend, I was never allowed to spend hours at home playing video games, but that's okay. That's just how my parents did things. I played, NES and didn't have a system until I bought the original Xbox growing up. But I did play all the stuff at home. Your dad. My favorite was an arcade game, 1942. I love
1942.
That was a great game.
Yes, it was. And there's an app out there trying to copy the experience now, but it's not the same.
Jeffrey Martin says, just like Jurassic Park, different characters die in the book. There'd be no sequels if they followed the book. Yep. Agreed. Actually, but there is sequel books. Crichton actually wrote the sequel books, but he kind of had he had to kind of maneuver it to make it follow the movie script. I know I'm supposed to find a quote for the end of the week or end of the show, and I didn't do my homework. Dang it!
Nothing like show prep live and on the air.
Oh well, we'll figure it out.
While
you're vamping, I'll do my research live and on the air. But anyway, so we'll just go back to how it first started for me. I was probably I don't know. I was probably 7 or 8 when 8 or 9 actually when I got my first NES, and it's very funny that my neighbor growing up, he just quoted on our show, said, "You're right, Dave. Our parents made us play outside together." You're right, Chris. But I always didn't have to have the NES or any other system because the Seagraves had the systems, and I'd go over and play with Chris's older brother Nick, and they had Mega Man, they had Zelda, they had all the stuff.
So they had the NES. You didn't have
NES? They had the NES, and I had it as well. But they had the games I didn't have. Now I've always been a sports guy, so the sports games have always been big for me. I had Roger Clemens baseball. I had the original, like some of the football games. I had Tecmo Bowl. God, why did I get rid of that?
Dude, so that brings up a point. Tecmo Bowl or Tecmo Super Bowl?
Bowl. Super Bowl was for the
no, Tecmo Super Bowl was on the NES.
Was it? I had
the
original
greatest football game ever made for the
No. Tecmo Bowl. No, because it had Bo Jackson on the Raiders.
It has the same, but it's a total upgrade, dude. You got to see if you can find the port for that, so you can play it on your computer or something. It is a total upgrade, and it's funny because if you look at the Switch now has Nintendo Online, where they put a bunch of old games on there, and they have Tecmo Bowl, but not Tecmo Super Bowl, and it's similar controls and everything like that. But the stats, it's not like you don't pick like random teams that are just named after the city. Like it has all the logos and it has real player names and all that kind of stuff. It's a much deeper experience. It's almost like NCAA football is, but in 8-bit form, Yeah. So it's super. That was one of my favorites.
Now we're talking about all the games that I had that were sports. Chris made a good point. y'all had the Battle Robots baseball game.
That sounds familiar.
Battle Bots, man. Or dude, so you had, it was a tank.
Base Wars.
Base Wars.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
You had a tank, you had a motorcycle guy, a unimotorcycle guy, and then you had a hover guy. And dude, I would play that game for hours if my parents let me. Because not only do you get to play baseball, which, like I've said on this show, is my first love when it comes to sports, you also get to battle these robots. Like when you try to steal a base or when it's a close play, you get to battle these robots. So you have to decide, okay, do I want my second baseman to be a hefty robot? So if a guy tries to steal, you get to just obliterate him. Or do I want to be this fast guy that can just blow past everybody? So it's not just a baseball game. It's kind of a strategy game. So I'll tell you, dude, 8-bit video games, while yes, they were very basic and it was 2 buttons, 3 or 4 buttons or whatever it was the best games out there because they actually you put a lot of thought into it.
A lot of thought, and you couldn't save it along the way in some of the early ones too.
Right.
You had to be good at it.
So I remember we had a notepad of paper right in the drawer where we kept all of our NES games. And when I had Roger Clemens Baseball, of course, there's no hard drive to save on the NES. They gave you a code every time that you wanted to quit, and you had to write this code down, and that code would bring back up your stats and your season and everything else.
Like with Mike Tyson Punch-Out eventually, featuring Mr. Dream or whatever it turned into after all that.
Dude, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
I was all about that.
I had the Power Glove.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, dude, you put this glove on.
Yeah.
Now, it was a great idea. But, so you had 3 sensors, one at the top right, one at the top left, and one at the bottom of the TV. It was a great idea, but if you go for a punch and it gets outside of that sensor, you lose your punch.
Sure.
So it was almost VR without being VR.
Yeah. All right, so we got sports covered, and I agree. Double Dribble was one.
Yep.
And I remember our next door neighbor had the power pad with the big buttons, and you did track and field with it, and you hold onto the edge of the bed, and run as fast as you could with your feet. Yeah, we used to do that all the time. Yeah. So
that was the power pad, and Chris, when he said, we had to go outside and play. Now, Chris, don't forget, we bought the power pad, and Mom actually let us use the power pad as our exercise time. We had the Olympics. We had the what was it? It was some like logger game where you had to. It was basically human frog.
Logger instead of Frogger.
Yeah, and you jump from logs and and it was awesome. Oh yeah. Chris, that Olympic game. So we had a chest that we would always slide back and unfurl the power pad, but I would never slide it back far enough that I could always lean back and you can get that running jump start.
Yep.
So
before we round out sports, there's 2 you haven't mentioned.
Okay.
That were RBI Baseball is out there for me.
Oh yeah.
That's
I was a Roger Clemens guy.
Yeah, I had Roger Clemens Baseball on the Game Boy. That was my favorite Game Boy baseball game.
Yeah.
But Excite Bike.
Yep.
Anybody? Excite Bike. And one of my favorite football games to play in the arcade and on the original Nintendo was 10-Yard Fight.
I'd never heard of that one.
Oh, absolutely the best. You'd start out at like high school and then college and then pro and then Super Bowl, and it would get harder every time. You had to make it all the way through it. But I loved 10-Yard Fight. I'll every now and then there's a website that has it, and I'll sneak on.
Really?
Play for a while. Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
So much fun.
Don't tell me that because I've got my, while I'm working, I might sneak over here on this computer.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about it. Blades of Steel, the original hockey game.
I actually liked Nintendo's ice hockey a little bit better, but
really,
I'm not big into like super real. Not that anything on the NES was super realistic, the more realistic a sports game gets, the less I enjoy it.
Oh, see, that's when okay. This is where you and I differ.
Yep.
Because I know when we get into college, you were a big Blitz fan.
Yes.
And I always tried to play that game just like you play real football.
Nope.
And I could never do it. Just because
like that and NBA Jam, man. Those were two of my favorites. Because what always gets me, especially back then, like now when you play the show, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to hit a ball. If you predict where it is, if you're too high, it's a grounder. If you're too low, it's a pop-up. You can predict. But what made the Nintendo determine that specific pitch was hit for a line drive or a home? It was just so random.
Well,
and so it's just like I just like MLB Baseball was the one I played on the Nintendo the most. But
yeah.
Anyway,
Brian Key, I have a sentimental story about the Legend of Zelda. Okay, Brian, 650 UAB show. 650 UAB show. And
I love it.
I just got a text message from Carrie. Oh, for me. Okay. For quotes to ponder.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Carrie.
Folks, man. Look at that.
Look, this is awesome. Carrie says RBI Baseball was a fun one for NES.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm playing 10-yard fight right now.
No.
Hang on. I'm about to score a touchdown. Oh, he got me at the 50. Dang.
You're about to score a touchdown. He got you at the 50. You were not about to score a touchdown.
I had one guy to beat is what I mean. Come on, man. Okay, I'm actually going to put a link to that in the comments so that everybody can go enjoy 10-yard fight. It is a lot of fun.
Do it. It's hot in this house. I'm changing my air conditioner. Hold up just a second.
Dave, you drank so much bourbon. That's what I do.
No, it's my wife and Carrie made me change my heater yesterday.
Oh, yeah. So somebody just put Little League World Series. Eric, yes. I like that baseball game too.
Yeah, it was 72 degrees in this house. No, thank you.
Is that cold to you?
That's hot.
72 is cold for us. That's what we keep it on at night.
No. I keep when I sleep, it's at 67.
Oh, wow. Yeah, when it gets like 76 here, we can feel it. Like,
oh my gosh. Y'all are crazy. Actually, Brian, I am in the basement. This is just a green screen behind me.
So, sorry. So, I got to throw out a few more.
Okay.
Duck hunt with the blaster.
Oh, now, did you cheat?
No. You
get right up to the camera.
Good. No, It's duck hunt, but also Hogan's Alley. Do you remember Hogan's Alley?
No.
It was like gangsters, same idea, but you were a cop and it was like gangsters and stuff like that.
Really?
And when you shot them, they spun around like on
that's cool.
targets, like they were metal targets, you know?
Yeah.
But duck hunt and Hogan's Alley. Dr. Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Big into Dr. Mario.
That was like Tetris, but not.
Yes, yeah. And Ninja Turtle.
Actually, I think the Seagraves had Tetris.
Okay. No, not Tetris.
Dr. Mario, I mean.
Dr. Mario, yeah. Ninja Turtles, the Ninja Turtles game.
Yeah.
And I have to throw out DuckTales. I love DuckTales, man.
I vaguely remember the DuckTales game.
You were Scrooge McDuck and you could like bounce on his cane. And that's how you beat people, was you bounced on them, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yep.
So now I'm going back and thinking about games that I had. I had the Back to the Future game. It was like
I remember that. It had the picture at the bottom and you're like, you ran like this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That was good.
Yep. Chris, teach us to play with drugs at an early age.
Actually, they were curing a virus. It actually do if a lot of people had played that game. You could cure COVID, you know?
Yeah. Turbo, Tiny Toon Adventures. I don't remember that game.
I don't remember Tiny Toon Adventures either.
Oh, do you remember the Tiny Toon Adventures TV show?
Yes, I do.
They're crazy, they're loony. They're zany, they're toony, they're all a little loony. And in this cartoony, we're invading your TV. There's Wacko and Dacko and something da 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 da. At Wacky Luniversity, we something arts. That's all I remember.
Wow! Oh my gosh, dude. How about Battletoads?
Oh heck yes! Heck yes. I had that game and could never get past like the third level.
Yeah. I'm just scrolling through a list. I've named all the ones I wrote down. I'm just seeing if there are any on this top 100. It's like I swear, going into this and looking at these, just the covers of the games is like walking into a movie gallery.
Oh yeah.
Or opening up a copy of the Nintendo magazine, man.
Wacko. Yes, I said Wacko and Dacko. There was Wacko. I can't remember what the other guy's name was. Sorry, Jeffrey.
Adventures. Let's say Adventures of
Whoa.
What?
BK. Battletoads is on Game Pass.
Like a port of the old game with better graphics, or what?
Yes.
Wow.
We're gonna have to download this.
Okay then.
Carrie, we have not moved on to Sega Genesis. I did not have the Genesis. I did have the Game Boy. We'll talk about that one. The game Sega Genie. Game Genie.
I didn't have anything Sega. I was a Nintendo.
Game Gear. Game Genie was
Game Gear.
The Genie was the thing that you could use to cheat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And Brian said that the Battletoads is a remake. Seagrave says his phone's about to die. Charge it. Put it on a charger.
So do you remember, before we switched to any other game systems, do you remember when Super Mario Brothers 3 came out?
Yes.
And it was hard to find it in the rental store?
Yep.
Like it would be nothing but boxes with nothing behind it. And if you saw the one behind it, you're like,
no, I don't remember.
And I had the Mario
game.
Well, I mean, I had the game too, but it's just like I had the game and I had the book that went with it. It had like all of the match game layouts. Like by picking what was in this corner and that corner, you'd know which one to go with, and then you could match all of them and stuff like that. Like I had the whole strategy guide, and yeah, that was a good one.
Did you get Nintendo Power when all those came out?
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, BK, name the movie that premiered Mario 3. I don't know. WizKids?
Close.
What was it?
The Wizard.
Dadgummit.
Fred Savage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The
Secret
Wizard.
says he can't plug his phone up. TMI. He's in the tub. Karate and Jiu-Jitsu killed him.
In the tub or the ice tub?
My guess would be, yeah. Okay, so Turbo also said Double Dragon. I never played that game.
And Double Dragon wasn't bad. Yeah, that was a good one.
But I knew a lot of people that did. So.
All right. What are we going to talk next?
Now we got to get into, did you have the Super Nintendo?
Oh, did I have the Super Nintendo?
So this is all you, because I can't talk Super Nintendo. Although, I will say this. My buddies from church had it. And every time I go over to their house, they had the original NCAA basketball game.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And I would, for some reason, Oklahoma State was good in that game. And I played with Oklahoma State every time I played over there. But that's all I had about the Super Nintendo.
Nice. Yeah, so with Super Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country was a big one. Like I had the guide to find all of the secrets with that one. Zelda: A Link to the Past was really good. The thing I remember the most about the Super Nintendo before I had one, or even after I had one, honestly, was when my mom would go to Sears to shop, in the kids section there was a Super Nintendo with Super Mario Kart loaded onto it, and I would stand there and I would play that while she shopped. And she knew where to find me. I wasn't going anywhere. But Mario Kart was still one of my favorites. But the other thing about the Super Nintendo, Super Mario World, all of that, but the Star Wars games. I can remember coming home in junior high and high school. There's a kid that lived down the street from me named Bert. And we would play the Star Wars Empire game in Return of the Jedi just forever. Just play that over and over and over. So that one was a lot of fun. So
you talk about going places and shopping with your mom. Service merchandise in Huntsville, Alabama.
Service merchandise. Nice. I watch old 80s game shows on TV and they're like, service merchandise. It's like a sponsor. It's so funny.
They had the go and play it.
Yeah.
And Carrie said it's time to talk King Griffey Jr. Baseball.
I'm looking that one up. Go ahead.
Oh, dude, that was the best.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
The best baseball game out there.
Yeah.
So Amanda just piped in and said, I just had to put Harper back to bed. She said, "You're not letting me have any fun." Wonder where she heard that. Cough, cough, Academy. Cough, cough.
Nice.
So last night, if you're friends with me, you saw on my Facebook, Amanda wouldn't let me go to Academy when Alabama won the national championship because Academy always reopens and we get the T-shirts. And I said,
Yep.
"You're not letting me have fun." I'm sorry.
Poor Dave.
But yeah, the Super Nintendo, Super NES, King Griffey Jr. Baseball, the
Nice.
best.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so we talk about this. Jeffrey Martin, he went from Atari to PS1, nothing in between. Always had to rely on friends' gaming systems.
Wow.
That's impressive. I will say, I did play the Atari Pitfall,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I used to play the Atari too.
but I was never a big Atari guy. The NES was my first, and then I went straight to the Game Gear or whatever it was. I wish I still had that thing.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Anyway, Super Nintendo, Adam. Go ahead. Keep talking.
No, I've pretty much. I mean, I think I've covered everything. I'm going back down the list of top 100s to say I think Super Nintendo's or no Game Boy's where I got into like Yoshi.
Yeah,
I was never big into Star Fox that much.
I wasn't either. It was just a weird game.
But that's where you started. Super Nintendo's where you started getting into like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, and some of those games were on there too.
So
But I was big into the Zelda. Tecmo Super Bowl, the first port for SNES was pretty good, but as they started doing that over and over and over, it got really bad over time.
yeah.
But yeah.
And then we get into when we were all in high school, and I had the Game Gear, like I said, and that's when I had all the boxing games, Riddick Bowe boxing. I had NBA Jam.
Yeah.
What was it? Streets of Legend 2 or
Okay.
something like that, where it's just a fighting game.
Yeah.
And then I had I had a whole bunch of games. Brett Favre football, NFL football.
Nice.
Brett Favre. Lots of them, dude. It's just I can remember just sitting there and playing that Game Gear nonstop.
That's awesome.
I never had the Game Boy. It was always Game Gear, and the batteries. It took 6 AA.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that thing ate up batteries.
Yeah.
So you said you had the Game Boy?
I did have the Game Boy. Super Mario Land was pretty good, but the second one, Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins, that was awesome. I loved that game. I played Yoshi a lot on the Game Boy, the Jurassic Park game, bunches of Zelda games were good there.
I was
but
never
the
a
one,
Zelda guy.
oh yeah, I wasn't for like the first one, like the original one. But as it became more of that, the SNES and Game Boy versions of it, I like them a lot more, and I play them on Switch with Abe now too, and the Wii when we had the Wii U. But the best, one of my favorite Game Boy games was called Radar Mission.
Really?
And there were 2 game modes. One was either just basically Battleship, and the other one was like you were in a submarine, and there were a certain number of ships you had to destroy, and they were shooting back at you and stuff. And you had to like find them and shoot a torpedo, but you had to time it just right because some of them were faster and they were coming across the screen. So you had to like hit it just right.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that game a lot. But yeah, my Game Boy, I had the Game Boy and then the thing that clipped on the top with the magnifying glass and the lights.
Oh, everybody
And
had a Game
stuff,
Boy had
man.
that.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about now. We really get into college or to high school for me. I didn't have the N64.
Yep.
But every baseball trip that we went on, and we went on a lot of baseball trips, we'd stay in hotels, and the guy I'd always stay in the same room with would bring his N64, and we'd play the N64. And he had the best wrestling game to ever be made. And I'm going to wait here. I want to see if anybody will guess what I'm about to say. Vamping.
About what?
About which is the best wrestling game to ever be made.
Okay. I'm not going to have any idea.
I know you're not. But
especially not back then.
They still have yet to find a better wrestling game.
Okay.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, BK. No Mercy. WCW NWO Revenge.
Wow.
The best wrestling game out there. It was the first game where you can really take hold of a character and do their moves.
That's cool.
So
normally, it was custom to the character.
Yeah, it was very custom to the character. Goldberg, you had the music, you had the fireworks, you can do the spear, you could do, and this is also the first system that had a joystick.
Yeah.
And now I will say, for those that were in the Sony realm, the Dreamcast was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Because the Dreamcast came out at the same time as the 64. But I would say the Dreamcast was much better graphics, much better, I guess, playability.
Mm-hmm.
But that controller was horrible.
Yeah.
It was like holding a game cast or whatever it was.
Because of that long piece in the middle.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
Well, that helped a lot on games like our OG classic in college was GoldenEye. I know we talked that before, but GoldenEye,
we hadn't gotten the GoldenEye yet. Yep.
Yeah, but that's where the N64, I had it in college too, but
we know.
But it's like
we'll get to that.
But that long piece helped because when you needed that joystick, you grabbed it by that middle piece, and you could kind of rotate it a little bit. That's where that came into play.
Right. Yeah, BK says the Dreamcast was before PS2. You're right.
Yeah.
That was basically PS2. Actually, that was Sega. It was Sega Dreamcast, wasn't it?
Sega was a Dreamcast, I think.
Yeah. And Seagraves, sorry, minus the Atari. The Atari was the first one to have the joystick. I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Technically, yes.
Technically, if you want to get into that.
That is accurate.
But what I was saying is NWO WCW Revenge, best wrestling game out there in my mind. Carrie says that No Mercy is rated probably the best wrestling game of all time, though. You are correct. The AEW games, the new wrestling promotion AEW, has actually brought back the No Mercy creator to make the new AEW video game. So I'm actually looking forward to that. So now we're getting into college.
Yep.
Let's just talk about all the times we had at Patey there, Adam.
Well, yeah, GoldenEye was the big one. I mean, obviously.
Was it, though? Not for you and I.
Well, for you and I, it was Blitz.
It was Blitz.
Yeah, it was Blitz for you and I.
And want to go pod racing?
Yep. I had that one. I had Rogue Squadron, too. The one where you fly X-Wings and stuff like that. I had that one.
I couldn't ever play that one. But that pod race, I'd always do what was that guy's name? The guy that tried to beat Anakin.
Saboba.
Yeah, I'd always pick Saboba.
Yeah.
Yep.
Poodoo. Yeah, that guy.
Poodoo. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing with GoldenEye was we got so into it. I mean, again, we've talked before. We had bunk beds in my room in Patey. We had the small TV on top of the dresser. And we had 2 coat hangers and a piece of cardboard to divide the screen. And we bring it down a little bit. So the person on top couldn't see the other person's screen. And the person on bottom couldn't see the other person's screen because it split horizontally with one on top and one on bottom. And we had gotten to the point where if we looked at your screen, we knew where you were on the map just based off of what we saw.
Right.
And we would come and find you, And so we had to come up with a way to make it fair. And it's just like the things that are a priority when you're that age, Where were you? Oh, there it is. Yep. Good old Patey, man.
That is Patey Hall.
Good old Patey.
So
yeah, and that's what Patey Hall looks like now, actually, behind you now.
Oh, it's always looked like that.
No, I'm saying it's the upgrades. Every building there seems to have been refreshed since we left.
Patey has not been refreshed.
It hasn't? Wow.
No, it's still the same.
God bless them.
They actually they have a computer lab. They do computer classes down in Patey Hall now.
Yeah, there always was a computer lab down there, wasn't there?
But no, yes, there was, but they never did.
No, they didn't do classes.
They didn't do classes. We just go and hang out in that lab,
man.
And then the Quick Grill is still there.
Isn't it a Raising Cane's now though?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, come on, man. There was nothing beat 24-hour cafe hash browns though. I can remember eating hash browns the second time we invaded Iraq. And then not Desert Storm, but the one after that. And I remember sitting in the lobby when there's a big console TV, or no, projection TV in the lobby, watching Bill Clinton testify for his impeachment.
I wasn't there yet.
Old.
I remember watching. So I went down and watched the Titans and Rams Super Bowl down there.
Yeah.
On that projection TV.
Yep.
Oh, Carrie, I love a good patty melt or patty melt.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, those patty melts. While sitting there playing Blitz with you, you and I would call down to Quick Grill, have them start it, and go down and get them in about 10 minutes.
Oh, I love it, man.
Dude. And
Let's just do it. Where's your DeLorean? Let's go.
Oh, the smells in those elevators. Actually, so I hold up. Well, let's I want to do something real quick. Keep talking real quick.
Keep talking again real quick.
Yeah.
I think that's it for 64. I'm going down the list and seeing. I'm sure I had other things, but I don't remember what they are now. And then we jumped to PlayStation from there. But I played in college a lot of X-Wing and X-Wing versus TIE Fighter in college. We played that a lot in Payday. We also played a lot of, because it was the first time we had a LAN connection. You know, we actually played a lot of
T1, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, we did a lot of Rainbow Six. A lot of those kind of like first-person shooter type games and things like that. So a lot of computer games in college too, not just console-based games.
Yeah.
But
hey, Adam,
yeah.
I don't want to get all sentimental, but the reason I'm looking this up, today's January 12th, right?
Yes.
On the 7th, which was Thursday, was our 21-year anniversary of knowing each other.
Wow.
I just looked it up. We lost to Georgia in women's basketball 41-96.
Wow, dude.
Sorry.
No, but hang on real quick. I have to do this. I know
Okay.
that. Actually, I'll save it for after the show. It's
Okay.
something to screen share, and I'll wait.
Yes, for Adam.
For Adam for what?
Knowing me for 21 years.
So eventually are we jumping to the PlayStation games?
I don't know if we can yet because we haven't talked Blitz very much.
I dominated. What is there to talk about?
And you were an Eagles fan at the time.
I was an Eagles fan at the time. That is accurate.
So Chris Seagraves, college gaming for me was my sweet mate's computer Star Wars MMORPG.
Don't say what is it. Massive multiplayer online role-playing game.
Okay, I did not know that. Well, okay then.
There you go.
We gotta go through all this here. Jeffrey Martin, I worked in the media department in college. We would hook up PS1s to the auditorium projector and play video games on a theater-sized screen.
Nice.
We used to do that. So I was part of a group, and we would go and play in the Ferguson Hall theater, but it was wrestling games.
Yeah.
Carrie Loney, Lion King for Super NES,
Yes, there
Sega
was a Lion
Genesis,
King game.
was easily the hardest game ever created for any system. I disagree. Try Myst on computer.
Oh, Myst, yeah.
Yep. Jeffrey Martin, I played NFL Blitz on PlayStation. You can jump to that now. We got to talk Blitz.
Sure.
Blitz was a Super Nintendo for us. And I tried. I think I beat you once.
I'm sure you beat me more than once, though.
No, because I tried playing with the Cowboys always. And Troy Aikman could not run.
Yeah.
But you always had Donovan McNabb, and he's a running quarterback.
Yeah.
And I only had 3 people. And you can't play a full defense with 3 people.
It's true.
Oh, Carrie says,
imagine. Go ahead.
Yeah, imagine if they had a game like Blitz now.
I'm surprised there's not a port somewhere or a remake on Game Pass or something like that. I mean, they'd get people signing up just for that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember you'd get on a streak and you'd throw the ball and there'd be fire behind it. And then my favorite was when you tackle the guy, but you both flew up in the air.
Yep.
And then you slammed the guy down.
See, to me, this was wrestling and football combined.
It totally was, yeah. Yep.
So that's why I loved it.
Best
all right. We Jeffrey Martin, they do. It's called the XFL.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And Brian Key, they keep talking about the remake of Blitz.
Let's see it, man.
Oh, and Carrie's right. The league wouldn't endorse it now because of CTE.
Yeah.
So, all right, you keep on talking about PlayStation 1. I was never a big
PlayStation altogether. I wasn't a big PlayStation. I almost sat on it for a while until 2.
Oh, see, I was
a PlayStation. Yeah, you were always Xbox. Yeah,
I was
most
Xbox.
of the PS1 I played was over at Mike Watts's house.
Yeah,
and we would play NCAA and Solid. No, what is it? Oh my gosh, Solid Snake. Is that the name of it? Oh my gosh. Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake. That was the one that I loved that game.
Yeah.
And I think that was PS2.
It was. I was always NCAA.
Yeah.
We had, my roommate before he left had had the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
And I would sit in my room and this is when my grades started failing really bad. I would sit in my room and just play NCAA football till the cows came home. Now, I think it was 987 Sports had a game, a college football game that at the time was groundbreaking because you can start off as a coordinator and move its way up.
Okay.
Move their way up. And so I'd always play. Clarence had this game. Okay. And I'd go in his room and play that game all the time. And I'd, start as a coordinator at a small school and try to move my way up. Now I've got the Xbox 360 and, I've got I haven't turned my Xbox Series S on since I got my 360. I've been playing NCAA football since I got my 360. Nice. But now, you start as a coordinator and you move all your way up. But this original game, I'm trying to remember what the name of this game was, but this original game, that's how you did it. And it was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
I always knew not to play as Alabama because, let's be honest, Mike Dumbos was the head coach.
Yeah.
And I was not going to do that.
Exactly. And he was right. Who said that? BK? Was it BK that said Metal Gear Solid? Yes, that was the one. It was that one and Solid Snake, Metal Gear 2. I remember there was one where you got to the end and it got really weird. And like the window where people would pop up when they're trying to communicate with you, like it started showing a video of like the developer's girlfriend just like talking, like out of the blue. And so normally it probably wouldn't have freaked us out, but it was like 11 o'clock at night and this just pops up out of nowhere. And then he's like, and then there's this one guy that's supposed to be able to predict what you're doing before you do it. And he said, see, I can control you from all the way inside the game. Put your controller down. So he starts talking to you. What? And he says, put your controller down and I'll show you my power. And then it starts to vibrate. And it's like, what? You're 19 years old, flipping out, 12 old. But it was a freaky game, man. But it was a lot of fun. That's the one where whenever somebody heard you would do that sound and put the exclamation point above their head. There's actually a reference in Wreck-It Ralph to that.
There it is. Carrie Loney, 989 Sports NCAA Game Breaker. That was it.
All you care about is sports, man.
I'm a sports gamer, man.
It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so we got to get into Call of Duty later because we'll get into that.
I love it.
Jeffrey Martin, MSG, you had to hide in a box covered in dog pee so you didn't get detected by the security dogs.
Yep.
That just sounds weird.
Yep.
BK says that's a Kojima game.
He's a
weird
game designer. Yeah.
Okay. BK, we'll get into Hey-Ho.
I've never played Halo.
What?
I didn't have an Xbox until recently. Don't forget that point.
I know, but you got Game Pass now.
Yeah, I take it back. I downloaded and I played it a little bit, but it was the first one. And I got to the part where you're driving the vehicle around and I got stuck. And literally there was nothing I could do. And I was just like, so anyway.
Okay, so Carrie says it doesn't translate that he's a sports gamer. Him and Eric are still waxing that tail to the state. Yes, you are. But I am also, y'all are both a non-traditional football gamer. Like, y'all play football like video games. I am still, to this day, even in my series I'm playing right now, I will play football like it's supposed to be played. So I will play Alabama like, a very methodical style offense. Like,
so you don't play a football video game like a football video game.
I play football like football.
Interesting.
I've always been that way. I've learned a certain way of football, and it translates in how I play football.
That's cool.
That's just me.
It's all good, man.
I'm a realist. Like I've always said, I'm a realist.
Okay.
Yes, I pass the ball 97% of the time, but the teams that I play with, that's how they. Now, Carrie, when I play you with the Titans, what do? I use Derrick Henry, and I will use him as a decoy, just like normal. And yes, I blitz, but when I use a Nick Sense, I blitz with a Nick Saban defense. And Seagrave says, that's why I don't play the football games too, Dave.
That's why I don't play the foosball.
Thank you.
Can I close my book now? Or are you done having a full-on conversation? Okay, good.
I'm going to sit here and drink my bourbon while you talk now.
I am thoroughly excited now about this live stream because we're going to track those stats. Dave's pass run percentage and how many times he blitzes 6. We're going to track that every time.
We're going to do this next week, aren't we?
We're doing it. I got to come out some way to do like running stats on the side, but like funny things like how many times Dave like twirls his ring or.
Oh, that'd be great. All the time.
Jeffrey
Martin, this is me. You sound like a guy, like my college friend playing Madden. It's 10 minutes of gameplay, then 30 to 40 minutes of him messing around GM mode. That is how I play.
Nailed it.
That's totally how I play. That is exactly it. Like I like building the teams up.
I don't remember you ever saying this, but I can imagine somewhere in your mind with Blitz, it's like, man, what Blitz needs is really a GM mode.
Yes. Yes. 1000%. Yes.
Oh man. So like you can't. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to move on to another point, but you go ahead.
So say I'm sitting here in this. I've got NCAA 13. I've moved my way up from the offensive coordinator of UAB, where I'm now the head coach at Alabama. But I'm the whole time I'm trying to build my career up and snake my way up to making these teams better. That's just how I play these games.
Nice. Hey, whatever, man. Cool. So you can't talk about PS2 without talking about Gran Turismo.
I never played it.
Really?
I know.
Oh, Dave, man. Yeah, I had that one on the 2 and the 3. All right, how about when we get to the 3, how about Tiger Woods? Tiger Woods golf.
Nope, never played. Now I played Tiger Woods when I got to the 360.
Okay.
We got to hurry this up, man. We've been
well, we're arguing like that was when I moved down here was like PS3 and then PS4 really all I've ever played on it was Call of Duty.
We got to talk about Halo. Now, so when I started hanging out with Brian, BK, I had the Duke, the original Xbox. I had the big Duke controller and Halo, man, I was crappy at it.
Yeah.
But I would always we would play it and I go, hey, Brian, let's go play Hey-Ho. Let's go Houston. Let's go shoot some people. And you know how I play these first-person shooters. I am
not very well.
Leroy Jenkins. I was the same way with Halo. I was the same. Yeah. Me, BK, Brad Woods, Daniel Robinson, we'd all just sit there for hours. We would have LAN parties and playing Halo for hours.
Oh my God.
And I had the worst kill rating.
It's like when we get to jump forward to now on the Xbox on the One, when you joined Call of Duty, the latest remake of Modern Warfare, and you joined our group when we were playing with some people at work, and it's like me and Ted are like, 20 kills, 11 deaths, or 20 kills, 15 deaths. And going down the list, and then Dave was like 0 kills, 14 deaths. And it's like, what were you doing the whole time?
I was trying to get to the end. Well, so what's funny is in real life, like I'm a laser tag guy.
Yeah.
And I love laser tag. But
laser tag's all about like covering your sensors without breaking the rules and hiding around things. It's not Leroy Jenkins.
I was never a cover your sensor guy. I was hit in the corner, blow some people away, and then run to the base. Wow. I try to play that way in Call of Duty, and you can't do that.
Cannot do that. Not against these level 157 prestige people that play literally all day and are in a clan,
And there you go, Ready Player One, right there.
Yeah.
By the way, your mom and dad haven't said much about video games. They've been quiet tonight.
I just enjoying hearing us talk, man.
Okay.
The soothing sounds of our voice.
The soothing sounds. Here you go, Jeffrey Martin. Since we're moving forward in systems, went from PS1 to PS2 to Wii, and nothing since. Primarily iPad gaming now. Okay.
Yeah, on the Wii, my parents have my old Wii, and the bowling was by far the best application. Wii Sports was there was never one for the Wii U, and there's still not one for the Switch, and it is a big miss that's not there. The bowling games are just not nearly the same, and the Switch has those controllers.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, the Wii was good. The Wii U, one of the best games was Wind Waker, the Zelda game for the Wii U. That was really good.
Yeah, I never had that one.
That one was really good.
So,
but yeah, now we got a PS4 and an Xbox One. I haven't upgraded yet because they haven't made any games for them yet that are exclusive.
Really?
So, no, not for the PS5 and the new Xbox. No, not yet.
Carrie just said he called the show.
What?
I don't have a call yet. I don't see it coming through yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Okay. Well, then we might have to play it now.
We're on Xbox, so all right, let's play it.
Okay, we're on Xbox.
Hey guys, Kerry here. So now that we've made it to Xbox, here's a fun story. So spring of 2005, I'm at the Capstone, and this is coming off the year after Alabama's Elite Eight run. So Alabama's got a really good basketball team at this point. Kennedy Winston, Chuck Taylor, Ernest Shelton, Ronald Stills freshman year. Anyway, during that year we played Kentucky at home, and there was a big camp out multiple days before in front of Coleman Coliseum to get front row tickets, floor tickets, whatever for the student section. Anyway, so I camped out for 2 nights before the game, and on the Friday, because we played Kentucky on a Saturday, on the Friday, Coach Godfrey came through the campground and actually came by the tent I was in that I had ran power to with a TV and an Xbox, and sat there and played a game of
Oh shoot. Sorry.
Oh, come on.
NCAA 2K 06, 05. I'm not really sure what it was, the college basketball game. But anyway, fun story for you guys. Something kind of crazy and off the wall,
Yes.
but it's a memory I'll always have. We wound up losing to Kentucky the next day. Anyway, roll time.
But not today.
Wait. Godfrey played a game with you? That's awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That reminds me too. He was a good guy though. I liked him.
He was great until he slept with a sorority girl.
Yeah. Anyway, I remember in the Ferg, sophomore year, junior
So my
year,
freshman
somewhere
year.
around there, they had a NCAA tournament
Yeah.
in the Ferg. And there's a picture of me that I have. I'll actually get a picture of it. The newspaper clipping is in my Foot Locker of me. I was on the story for it.
Really?
I was sitting there playing, yeah.
Cool.
I took the dude into overtime and lost. I lost in the first round, but I made the school newspaper. So
Ooh, the
yeah,
Crimson
good
White.
times.
I wrote an article for the Crimson White.
Nice.
So,
Let me guess. Was it about sports?
of course it was.
Mine was too.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah. BK
Anyway,
said, "Do you remember Splinter Cell on Xbox?" Of course I do. Now I never played it.
I remember
Maybe
Splinter
you did it.
Cell. I remember the name. Yeah.
So we've got to get into now. So we've established I'm a football guy. I'm a football sports guy. Adam,
Yeah.
you've got to look.
Sorry, I just remembered the Wii board. Was that the name of it?
Yes,
The
but
thing you had the balance on.
yep.
You could do exercises with it and
Yep.
stuff like that. Anyway, sorry. Things
Wii
just
Fit.
popping into my head. Wii Fit. There we go.
So
Anyway,
every
football.
year, when NCAA always came out in July,
Mhm.
I would take the day off of work the next day. I'd go to the midnight release. Me, Carrie, my brother, Nathan Cook, and a bunch of other people would have what we called Geek Fest. Starting at midnight until probably midnight the next day.
Yeah.
We would just sit and play NCAA football non-stop. stop. Brian came down from Tennessee a couple of times to come and play Geek Fest. I can remember the very first year they did the crowd noises, and you know the screen would start shaking and everything when you were playing in a big stadium. I had my surround sound set up in my apartment. Oh, and Carrie says BK was there, Clarence too. My brother, when I was playing somebody, would get my surround sound speakers, my behind speakers, and start moving the speakers around when the crowd started. And dude, we would sit there for hours just playing NCAA football.
Yeah.
Why does this game not exist anymore?
I don't know. That's a great question, man. I was that way later on with Guitar Hero.
Yep. So Carrie said we had got to the point where we had multiple TVs and multiple 360s.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Dude, we made it a night.
Obviously.
Awesome. We'd order pizza. We'd have beers. At the time, I was a big Amberbach drinker. I would drink Amberbach, and we'd play Xbox.
Nice.
Yes, BK, players want that money. Give them that money and give us EA Sports NCAA football.
So let's talk that for a second.
Hold up, Carrie. Lots of pizza, lots of Amberbachs were consumed.
There you go. Yeah, I disagree with the whole thing on
Really?
NCAA.
You don't want the NCAA football?
No, I want it, but I disagree that they should profit off of it.
Why?
Because what you could very easily get around that. Just because you can't very easily get around it, obviously, because they haven't done it yet. But just because your quarterback on Alabama has a strong arm, like the one does, like Mac Jones does that mean Mac Jones should profit off of it?
If they do Mac Jones number 10 or number 10 from Florida.
So why don't they just do QB 10 and then make up a different state? It seems like it's so easy to get around. They're not using their name. They're not using a digital screen cap of their face or a mocap of how they throw or anything like that.
But they did. Okay.
But they're not going to anymore is what I'm saying. This seems like it's very easy to get around, but they make so much because you make so much money off of Madden. Literally, you change the skin of not the physical skin, but the skin of the digital character to match a uniform of a college team. And you make the stats kind of match what the teams have, and you just put it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even really have to change anything. I mean,
and BK says it right. Problem is player creation mode.
Take it out.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Do you want NCAA 2022, or do you want player creation mode?
Yes.
Are you willing to sacrifice it to have an updated version?
Yes.
Then get rid of it. It seems like this is a very easy way. Whoever does it first and puts it out there on a subscription platform like Game Pass will get all of these subscribers.
Well, the reason I have to, and Carly said it right. It's the reason the game is why her husband still has a 360. I just bought a 360 so I can play it.
There's no other software or hardware manufacturer in the world that makes decisions to keep people on old hardware. That's not how video game consoles are sold. The console is sold to get you into the game.
Right.
So whoever could find a way to make an NCAA game would get all of the consoles sold to them. And I would try to make it exclusive, like Sony does with PlayStation with Spider-Man. I would try to find a way to make it exclusive. It seems like it's relatively easy to get around.
But it's just so, I don't know.
Put the money in a scholarship trust, or if you have to pay, do something. I mean, the licensing cost for the university is obviously going to be a lot of money.
Right.
You can't sign a deal with the NFL. You have to sign a deal with every individual university to get their stadium and the stadium name, blah, 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 blah. I get it, but.
And Carrie's right. It's not Microsoft, it's EA.
It's EA, and EA makes some horrible decisions, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like up until Fallen Order, the Star Wars franchise for video games was just lacking severely. Like, I get it. But this seems like something they would be able to do. This is their expertise. It's what they do. find a way.
If only I knew somebody that was in the IT world that could make a game like that.
You want me to code the game?
If only I knew somebody that
That's
was
like me saying to you, man, I sure wish we could launch something to Mars. If only I knew somebody who could build a rocket in their backyard. You know?
I mean, Carrie says the copyright is on the engine created by EA.
Do it, EA. Do
That's
it.
why nobody will make another.
It is a graphic skin that's laid over a digital character to put a college uniform on this character. Just do it.
I agree.
Just do it. Anyway.
The world needs another college football game, and that's where I will end. We can go into Xbox 3, Xbox. We can go into. I never had the one. I had the PS4. I mean, there's so many things we can go into. We've been going at this for an hour. We need to close it down now.
All right.
But there's so many video games we can go into now. Call of Duty, Destiny. I was, Star Wars. You said it right. Fallen Order. There's so many games we can get into and play and talk about, but we're going to have to do a second episode of this.
Well, what we really need, Dave, let me close out that last point. What we really need is we need to get gaming PCs with a copy of Madden, and you get the mod that has the NCAA. There's a mod for it out there.
I mean, I still say we're going to have
hook up
to
your Xbox controller over Bluetooth to your PC, and you roll it.
Has Adam played Fallen Order now?
Very briefly. I have not done a lot with it, though.
Carrie's beaten it. He's helped me get past the first 2 levels.
Nice.
But like we said earlier, I'm Leroy Jenkins. And I'm not all about this going and finding. I am not I'm very ADD when it comes to playing video games like that.
So you're with your lightsabers going, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Let's go! What can we kill?
Right. Every time you say that video makes me laugh. Every time I watch it, man. Oh, that video makes me laugh. Leroy! Anyway.
Yep.
All right. So do we at least have time for Virgil asked a question?
Yes. Virgil asked a question. Let's go ahead and do that right now.
Do we?
Do it.
Here we go.
By the way, Bama's killing.
Looking forward to another great podcast. I have this week's Virgil Ask a Question. On July the 18th, 1945, Lieutenant Colonel William F. Smith Jr. delivered a special package to a space between the 78th and 79th floor of the Empire State Building. It originated from South Dakota and was bound for Massachusetts. The weather was the cause of the delivery being short of its final destination. My question is, what item did Colonel Smith deliver? Thanks, guys. Look forward to the podcast. Bye.
I have no idea.
I thought so. First, I saw Colonel, and I thought, I don't know, the recipe, the secret recipe, this finger licking chicken. The Colonel delivered it.
Yeah.
And then I thought maybe a time capsule, but then I did a little bit of internet research, and it tricked me at first because it's not actually a package being delivered like you'd think. He actually was flying a B-52, got lost in the fog, and emerged in Manhattan. And he ran into the Empire State Building.
Really?
Really. It's fascinating. You look it up and read up on it. It's actually really interesting. But he flew straight into the Empire State Building.
I will have to look at that.
He got that lost. Yeah. It's an interesting story.
Wow. Okay.
So there you go.
The more you know.
Mm-hmm. That's SpongeBob. That's SpongeBob. Nobody cares. That's our comment for certain people in the audience who have been very feisty this week. Nobody cares.
Good for you. Enjoy your evening.
Oh my gosh.
Do you like how I've been responding with that?
Very much so. You're just kind of like, enjoy your evening.
That's my Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, no, in the microphone.
There you go. Great Star Wars moment, by the way.
Oh, in one of the worst movies, great Star Wars moment.
No,
Carrie,
it's not you.
Not about you. It's not about you. Matthew Scudrick.
He's
Anyway.
just feisty.
feisty. Well, no, and he's already made a point to say that in the Facebook group, see how I brought it back, Unrelated at Birth Facebook fan group or Unrelated at Birth listener group, he's always going to say if you or I are on one side, he's always going to be on the other side.
That's right.
And that's fun. I like people like that. It makes it fun.
Poke the bear.
Enjoy your evening. You want to take it?
Oh, I agree with him. I think so. Brandon Rice, for those of you listening, says The Last Jedi is amazing. I tend to agree. It was an out-of-the-box Star Wars movie and nothing that anybody expected to have happen, and I think it did its service. Now, do I wish that they would have had a central arc like we've talked a few times and had a plan for all three being connected? Yes. Because then JJ came back in the last one, Rise of Skywalker, and had to feel like he had to undo everything, which was a horrific waste of everybody's time. But I did like Last Jedi. I thought it was an excellent movie. All right, so Dave's gone. So if anybody wants to call into the show with a take on Last Jedi, video games, anything else, they can call 650-UAB-SHOW, spell it out on your keypad. You will hear a quick message from us followed by a beep, and Dave's not here to make the beep noise, so I'll just keep going. And that's 650-UAB-SHOW. Call it, leave a message. We will play it on the show. 100 times out of 100, we will do it. Like you saw today, we did it. Oh, no, you're late. You're late. So give it 650-UAB-SHOW a call today, or you can hit us up on socials. Dave, how do they do it?
Beep.
Socials.
Beep.
You left me. Go to socials now.
I did leave you because Last Jedi is the second to worst Star Wars movie ever made.
After what? What's
Attack
the first
of the Clones.
worst? Okay, thank you. All right. What's right after it?
Sand.
What's the third worst?
Rise of Skywalker.
Wow, man. You guys give Phantom Menace way too much credit. It's a kid's movie. Go ahead. How do they hit us up on the socials, Dave?
Ayatoya. Boo! Anyway, okay. Socials. All right. I am at DAdams419 on every social you can think of. He is at RunTideRun on only Instagram. If you want to join the Facebook fan group, like I said earlier, Facebook.com, just search for Unrelated at Birth Facebook fan group. Also, if you are so inclined, Patreon.com/Unrelated at Birth, $5 a month. Every single thing that you give us, every penny, stop mocking me, Adam. Every penny goes back into the show. It does not go into our pockets. I will say, and this is going to be my call to action for you guys. Podcast land.
Yes.
We only have, yes, Carrie says patreon.com/Unrelated at Birth. Carrie, you're not a patron yet.
Wow.
Anyway, Brad Toon, episode 1, 2, and 3 are by far the worst. And are by far the worst. Sorry. Incorrect.
Yes. Absolutely. 100% correct.
Up there in the top 3 for me.
Yes, because everyone loves political drama and trade disputes.
Oh, that's 1 and 2.
And 3.
Come on.
It's all
that
the same.
last scene. I hate you. You are like a brother to me, Anakin.
And then what happens?
He cuts his feet off.
He stands up. He says, no.
Lord
Ridiculous.
Vader.
Ridiculous.
Rise, Lord Vader.
Ridiculous. They should have had him scream no as the mask lowered down so that you would see that the whole time he's had the suit on, he was full of hate and evil. But instead, you see the whiny little dude who you've spent all this time with is like, what about Padme? Oh, she's dead, homie. No! Come on, man. Anyways, take us home, David. There's no more bourbon to be had.
There's still a
Take
little
us
bit.
home.
Fine. Patreon.com/Unrelated at Birth. $5 a month. Every bit of it goes back. So here's my thing.
Oops, sorry.
I'm going to ask everybody to please give us a comment on iTunes. Okay, I see that 2 or 3 people. Oh, Brandon Rice just left us a message. We have to play it.
Can I stop flashing the ones where
Yes.
they agree with
You
me?
can
Okay, I'll stop.
Play Brandon Rice's message.
Well, I can't just like teleport into my phone. Give me a second.
You could. You just
Brandon Rice's message. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Brandon Rice, here we go.
Hey guys, this is Brandon. I just was talking to you on the show about The Last Jedi, but I see that the topic is 8-bit memories, which I think is fun, because I love video games. I've loved video games ever since I was young. The first game system I had was obviously the great Nintendo Entertainment System. Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt. I don't know if anyone remembers Duck Hunt. That thing was weird and crazy and fun. And then actually, I got really into PC gaming for a long time. I don't remember if people remember. I think it was. I played Minesweeper a lot on PC back in the day. I was always a very big computer nerd, geek, whatever you want to call it, and enjoyed that quite a bit. So that was those are my earliest memories of gaming. And then I got big into flight simulators. Of course, Microsoft Flight Simulator, but there was this game called Aces of the Pacific and Aces of Europe, and then Red Baron also, which were like super fun
that game.
PC games. I like flight simulators, but I liked the war ones better because they were more action-packed and stuff. So, of course, looking back when I look at videos now, they were horrible graphics, but at the time I thought, these are amazing games, and they weren't. So, but I do love The Last Jedi. It's actually still my favorite Star Wars movie, closely followed by The Revenge of the Sith. And weirdly, the original trilogy is amazing, but watching them back, I still think the modern storytelling, just for some reason, with a little bit more ambiguity of light and dark, and seeing that there's both in certain characters hits me more than just like this good and bad side thing that we had kind of just going in the original trilogy. So anyway, I still love all things Star Wars, except The Rise of Skywalker. Still cannot bring myself to watch that movie again, but this is super long, so I'm going to go. Bye.
I love it, Brandon. Thank you, man. That is awesome. I remember those flight simulators. So, we're talking to Chris Seagraves earlier. Yep. Me, Seagraves' older brother, Nick, had another friend named Josh who lived at the other end of the street. We'd always walk down the street to his house, and he had a flight simulator for the NES. And I think it was one of those World War II games like he was talking about, like Brandon was talking about. Yeah. And we played that game for hours. Well,
talking about simulators too, and Kerry mentions Doom. I mean, who hasn't played the heck out of Doom? Yeah, absolutely. But we were talking the other day about the newest kind of simulator that's taken off and has a lot of attention. It's a 18-wheeler truck driving simulator.
Yep.
And there are people on Facebook in a chair with the gear shift and a big steering wheel. And they're just talking to people while they drive an 18-wheeler across digital America. Yeah. And thousands of people are watching it. It's fascinating how gaming has just evolved, man.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Absolutely crazy. All right, guys. We're going to have to end this. We can talk about this for hours. In fact, we probably will. Next week, BK, be ready. We're going to have you on. We're going to do this again. More video games.
You're not getting out. We can do a tandem show, but you're not getting out of this live stream of you getting whooped on NCAA.
Oh, no. We're going to do that later because we got to talk about Sims. We got to talk about.
We have a few more to talk about, but we're going to do the two of them together. I want to see this.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do it.
Wait, where did it go? Roller Coaster Tycoon. Oh, I still play that. Game.
And then Brandon Rice. Wolfenstein.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Remember killing Nazis.
Yep.
Yes, Seagraves, you were never invited because you were always too young to play with me, Nick, and Josh. I'm sorry, but you are 4 years younger than me.
But I have to go back to that Roller Coaster Tycoon. If you have a PC, you can play the original version on Steam if you have a Steam subscription. And there's also a new one for the iPad, which is same graphics, same rides, everything, but it's touch instead of mouse interface. So you play the same game, but on an iPad. So I loved that one. That was one of my favorites too.
Okay.
All right, Dave, take us out.
DAdams419, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Run Tide Run, just Instagram, show, Unrelated Birth on Instagram, Not Related Bros on Twitter, Facebook.com/Unrelated Birth, Facebook fan group, Facebook listener group, Patreon.com/Unrelated Birth. Please go in and comment on iTunes. We might have some new ideas for the show coming in a couple of weeks, but let's get some people listening to the podcast. Let's get some people interested in how we talk. Let's get some fun people interacting like we've had. This has been a great interaction show.
Tell all your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends, please. This is why we do all of these shows Facebook Live, because we have so much interaction. We love this. Thank you guys so much. All right. So now I am ending it. I'm not going to steal Adam's quotes. Thanks to Carrie Loney for my show this week, my show notes. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. Half-Life 2. Even in the dark times, we cannot relinquish the things that make us human. A hero need not speak. When he is gone, the world will speak for him. Halo.
Sounds like Les Mis.
That's a Halo.
That's deep, man. That is deep.
And then finally, you have died of dysentery. Oregon Trail. Adam,
Oregon Trail.
take him home.
All right, guys. Well, we love you, but not as much as Jesus does. Thank you for giving us some of your time to talk about some fun stuff from our childhood and our adulthood. We appreciate you guys interacting with us and giving us a listen. Stay safe out there. Be kind to one another, and we will have more fun when we catch you next week.
Bye, guys. Jeffrey Martin, Roller Coaster Tycoon. Somebody made a ride queue that if you entered it at park opening, by the time you got to the front of the line, the park was closed. Then as you exited, the park would open by the time you got to the exit. Then repeat.
Wow. Sounds like Rise of the Resistance.
Y'all, we are 5-0 in the SEC play at Bama basketball.
How about that?
Are we a basketball school now?
Well, Kentucky's definitely not right now.
We can't be Fogs anymore.
We'll see how it goes.
Good grief.
The jury's still out, man.
The day that you become a basketball fan.
That will be a big deal.
Oh, and Carrie gets it right. The women are 10-1.
Are they really?
It is a long road
Wow.
when you and I were going to watch Bama women's basketball.
Oh, man.
We've already established 21 years ago.
That's right. Have I ever told you about I've told you about the Bama Baby DVD, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to find a clip of that. I'll post it. So this is Patey now. They have us look at the sink, man. And drawers.
I had drawers.
I don't think we had. Maybe
yeah, we did.
We did have, but not underneath the sink like that.
Yeah, we did.
I don't remember having drawers.
Yeah, we had drawers to the left of the sink or to the right of the sink.
See, the bed's over here now. The desk used to be in the corner, that nice big desk. This would drive me nuts.
I wouldn't like that at all.
Absolutely crazy. What actually drives me nuts in this room is the second bed. Get the second bed out. Get the roommate out, and then
Harley spent a lot of time in mine and Corey's dorm.
I don't remember that.
We did have drawers.
Okay, we may have had drawers, but it wasn't nice like this. It wasn't nice like this. Come on.
Go to full screen on those pictures. Go to full screen on those pictures.
But again,
okay, no, the desk was up.
The desk was in the corner.
Yeah, the desk was up against the window.
And what's with girl stuff?
Oh, hold up. Go down to gender.
All?
No.
No. I object. I'm done.
Katie Hall is a male. Oh no. They are putting females in Patey Hall? Oh. What? No. No.
It definitely didn't look like that though. But
No.
still, that tiny desk would drive me crazy.
The fridge was up against the window.
I remember this, like we had sliding doors on our thing. Like,
Oh,
no,
poor
I can't.
girls. Yeah, Carly has it right. That smell. Oh, no. No.
Yes, I remember. So one time I was asleep and the fire alarm went off and it did not wake me up.
Yep.
And they did it, and I brought it up. My parents brought it up, and they actually did a test. And those, because my room for the first 2 years was the same one right across from the bathroom on the 5th floor.
Yep.
And the fire alarm decibels in that back hallway back there was below code.
Really?
They would not. If someone would have gotten hurt, they would have had a huge lawsuit on their hands. So we saved someone's life.
I spent many an hour. Actually, no, I take it back. I did not spend many an hour in that room because you were studying all the daggum time.
You spent some hours in that room.
And I was up hanging out with Clarence and Willie, and we would just walk down to your room and say, "Hey, Adam, we're not recording. Get your ass out of this room. You're stop studying for 5 minutes.
It's an engineering dorm. Leave me alone." No, so I equality in motion. It's not about equality. It's not about gender. It's about the fact that, how many times I had to sneak Blair
I know
that side staircase in the middle of the day. It's like, just want to come say hello. Well, she's not a student. What is she doing? She's not. We had to go through all these hoops.
Myra.
And now,
Not you.
Myra, Lindy,
you,
everybody
Patrick,
thinks it's everywhere. This is ridiculous. They killed me when they closed the industrial engineering department. They will not get another dime of my money until payday is in all the ways.
They don't have imaginary engineering anymore?
They got rid of it like 2 years after I graduated.
Really?
They went to construction engineering. Yeah, still that me and that dean have a bone to pick over that.
I need to find, and I'm looking on my Facebook now. I had a picture of you sitting on your bed, lean back like this, with your books sprawled out. And my caption was Adam in his natural habitat.
So wait. There's a bus route now that picks up from over there?
Yeah.
You can ride a bus?
Crimson Ride. Yes. Carly, the engineering dorm is nice now. This is where my nephew is living now. Oh.
So not only did we have to put up with crap football, let's not forget that. Except for 99. That's not the case.
Even 99, dude.
Oh, we won the national. Oh, 98.
No, 99. We lost to Tennessee.
That's right.
We went to Miami and lost to stupid Tom Brady.
That's true. But we did win the SEC championship. And we beat Florida in the swamp. I mean, come on.
You are correct. But I was there in Miami.
They have a bus, a chicken finger place. Look at all these buildings. Where did they put all these buildings? So I'm looking at a map. I haven't been to campus in a long time, as you can see.
I know you haven't, because you don't come to Alabama.
Wow, man.
I try to get you up here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Build Disney World up there, and then I'll come.
I mean, Disney's moving to Florida now. So. By the way, okay, we're not recording now. There's only 9 people watching right now.
2 of which are my parents. Where are you going?
This video will be on Facebook for prosperity, so we're going to say this. Disney Facebook and Disney Twitter. Shut up.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Think long term. The bus system is going away in 2022. You know what? Maybe, just maybe, Mears' contract decided that it was going to go up a lot of money. And Disney instead of charging you, the consumer, decided to cancel the contract with Disney.
No, you go ahead. I'll be back.
No. My comments are Dave Adams only. Adam Russell does not
exactly
talk about this. This is Dave Adams only. But instead of going off on Facebook and yelling and screaming and saying, we deserve more, think about it. Think about it a little bit more. Maybe, just maybe, this is the same situation as maybe your cable company. You know, there are times when your cable company pulls Viacom. Is it your cable company's fault? No. Maybe Viacom decided to charge your cable company some more money. And instead of charging you, the consumer, more money, they said, no. Nay, Fluffy. We're going to figure out a way to keep your rate the same. That makes Viacom very upset. Viacom then pulls their channel and they go on a smear campaign saying that this is DirecTV's fault. When in reality, it was Viacom wanting more money. So think about it. Maybe Mears' contract, they want more money from Disney, and instead of charging you more money in your pocket, they say, all right, Mears, we're not going to do it. Maybe there's something coming down that you haven't heard of yet. Maybe there's something that Disney is coming up with in 2022 that might be better than the Magical Express. Maybe they have something with Brightstar, the train going to Disney Springs. Maybe, just maybe, there's something that you don't know is coming down the pike. Disney Twitter, Disney Facebook fans, shut up. Disney knows better. Disney knows more than you. And the magic will always be there. I can say this here because I can't say it on top of the world because Disney Facebook and Disney Twitter would cancel me. And I'm done. Adam, you can come back now.
Sorry, what?
Those thoughts were Dave Adams only, not Adam Russell. Dave Adams.
Are we doing it? Are we live?
We are live.
I'm sorry, my bad.
BK said Dave Adams or Dave on an old man rant here. That was a very Colin Cowherd-esque rant. I'm kind of proud of myself.
If you had gray hair and kind of weird teeth in the front and a little bit of a lisp, it would have sounded just like it.
I know. Jeffrey Martin, can you imagine having to lug your luggage through the Springs and transfer to a resort bus? Not going to be easier if that's their solution. That's not their solution. I promise you Disney will have something. I promise. Disney is always about the consumer. All right, Adam, I'm back.
Oh, I'm sorry. What? Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Oh, I'm sorry. For some reason, I keep zoning out. It's weird. Okay. So,
look,
what are we doing now?
I have told you that I'm a big proponent of Disney.
Oh, big yes, proponent, yes.
By the way, John Calipari just had his largest home loss of the Calipari era at Kentucky.
Cue the foghorns.
Anyway. All right. Do we have something you want to talk to people about?
I think you covered it all, Dave.
I warned you that was coming. And it wasn't.
But here's the thing, dude. Whether it's Disney or something, so I watched The Social Dilemma. This is the last thing we'll talk about. I watched The Social Dilemma on Netflix last week. Very, very eye-opening for how those social media companies use your stuff and everything like that. But the biggest thing for me, and with Ready Player 2, because it's a message inside of there, We weren't meant to have a bajillion people's opinions around us all the time. Not that we should all live in an echo chamber. Not that we should stop this kind of, chatting and stuff like that. And not that anybody should shut out anybody they don't agree with. But there's just so much noise about everything. I mean, we can geek out about stuff all day long. But to your point, whatever you were talking about earlier, I wasn't listening. But it's the negativity. Constant, and we can argue about, is Last Jedi great or not, and haha, and then we all but there are people that get really mad about stuff like that, and it bleeds over into all of these other things. And because one of the things that they talked about in Social Dilemma is two people who have all of the same interests, same age, same gender, same political persuasion, same background, can even be twins, would have completely different social media feeds based off of what these platforms can get you to pay attention to in the way of ads.
Yep.
And all of this now is you hear about the things that get you riled up. And once you watch one thing, it's going to tell you to watch another. And once you watch another, then it gets you to do 3 more. And before you know it, people are just off in all of these tangents, getting angry about stuff.
So I'm going to do something here that I don't normally do. Normally, we let our listener group just kind of go platonically, right?
Platonically?
Oh,
hello?
my headphones just died.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Good.
But normally we let we don't police our listener group as much as a lot of other groups I know of. But I'm going to say something. I appreciate our listener group. We respect everybody. We respect opinions. And there's not much infighting. It's all just people being friendly.
Yep.
The way people should be. Respect each other's differences and welcome the similarities. I think that's the problem that the social dilemma has created.
You don't see enough differences to be able to tolerate it.
Right. There are people in our Facebook fan group or Facebook listener group. I forget what we call it every week. I'm sorry.
Listener group.
There are people in our listener group that are liberals. There are people in our listener group that are Auburn fans. There are people in our listener group that are Tennessee fans. Holy crap.
But why? No, I'm kidding.
No. But at the end of the day, the word that matters is people. At the end of the day, we all have an opinion. And I'm sorry, this is not going to be edited because it's not going to be published on Facebook on podcasts. Opinions are like assholes.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody has one, and they usually stink. So everybody,
that's our show, folks.
Everybody have fun. Love life. Jeffrey Martin says right. He's a Cardinals fan. He bought a Cubs fan a gift 3 years ago, and he still gets Cubs merch suggestions on his Facebook feed. You know what? Everybody have fun.
Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
Yes. Kathy, I'm sorry. A star.
You're in trouble.
I know. Kathy's going to yell at me. I love you, Kathy. Thank you, Mommy.
You're in trouble.
I had cracked bourbon earlier in the show.
Just gets down in you, you know.
Yeah. So just have fun, guys. Life is too short to be mad.
Did you almost say life is like a box of chocolates?
Life is like a box. Have you seen the video of somebody dressed as Forrest Gump running down the strip last night?
Oh my gosh, no, I have not.
Hold on.
I was too busy trying not to look at pictures of the strip. Shoulder to shoulder, thousands of people.
I know.
We're all asymptomatic.
I think the time you, me, and Ben Foster all agreed on something was last night.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Why?
Only in Tuscaloosa, y'all.
Just why?
Only Tuscaloosa.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys. Well, that's the show. I have nothing else to say. I've already said it.
I'm just getting GarageBand set up over here because it's 11:30.
I mean, I know. I'm sorry. I'm
It's
going to
okay,
go to
man. This is a
bed.
good show.
I took a nap today. I actually took the day off work.
Really?
I told my boss on Monday, I said, needless to say, I'm not coming in tomorrow. He said, I understand.
I'll either be crying or celebrating.
And I was celebrating.
Yep.
Thank you very much. All right, guys. Well, roll tide.
Roll
We got
Tide.
some fun stuff coming down the pike. For the 6 of you still watching, Facebook will probably be our main modus operandi from here on out. Podcast numbers aren't going where they should be, but Facebook is great. We think we're going to stay on Facebook a little bit longer than normal, and maybe do Facebook Lives a little bit more than podcast. So basically, while we will still be a podcast, there might be more vlogs coming down the road on YouTube and Facebook.
Who knows? We'll see.
Who knows? You know, somebody does live near a theme park.
I'm not going to a theme park making a vlog in the middle of a pandemic, dude. You're down here enough for us anyway.
I'm only there twice a year. You live there.
I
Okay.
do. That's right. That is
Anyway,
an
guys.
accurate fact.
We'll talk to y'all later. See y'all next week.
Bye, everybody.